Um, and then just make sure your original sound is on. If you guys want to just double check that right now or set it up before it's your turn to play. Um, but if for some reason your original sound is not on, I'll catch that and I'll just ask you guys to restart. So not to worry. Okay. And then last thing, just setting up the video. Perfect. Okay. So let's go ahead and begin with I think the first, yeah, Veer was the first one to come in. So we'll start with Veer. And I am going to just share my screen. So give me 1 second. Here we go. All right. So a little bit more of the Interstellar.
Yeah. My name is Veer, and I'm going to play Interstellar by Hans Zimmer. And that's what I'm playing.
All right. Awesome. Good, good, good. Definitely can hear some improvement from last week. So I'm going to work on this so far. And then, yeah, in the second half, um, we could talk about, yeah, a little bit of movement on yours. So good, good, good. Let's take it to Abiram. So let's see. Cool. Yeah. Let's do this one.
Oh wait. Oh. Uh. Yeah.
So what's your hand position right now?
Uh, I haven't played this piece in like 2 weeks, so I don't
Oh,
know.
what piece are you supposed to play?
No, I might need to perform this. I don't know.
I can look up a different song if there was. Were you under the impression you were supposed to play something else?
Yeah, I think I was supposed to play this, but I haven't played this in a really long time, so I don't know.
Do you want to try to figure out, like, do you want to try to play a little bit of it? Like, I could help you just figure out the hand position and then.
No, I know the hand position, but the playing is the part.
Well, if you want to give it a try, it's fine.
No. Wait.
So broken E chord, A major chord.
Oh.
Same thing for the left hand. Okay, very good. Nice job getting through it. Um, even though you said, right, you haven't played this one in a little bit. A lot of good movements in this piece. So we will definitely look at that a little bit later. All right, let's go to Shloka. Am I saying your name right? I don't know. What was that?
Shloka.
Shloka? Okay. Awesome.
My name
All
is Shloka. Today I'm playing Minuet by Leopold Mozart.
Awesome. Very good. Very good. Nice job with this one. And then if you, I don't remember if this is a certificate of merit piece, but if you play this for certificate of merit, then you don't have to do the repeats. That's just a side comment, but yeah. Awesome. Very good. All right, Risha, let's go to you.
Hi, my name is Risha and I'm playing the harp.
Awesome. Good, good, good. Solid performances here. So, okay, we got a little bit of time here to just go over a couple movements. So everybody, I'll have you try either different hand positions, different movements on the piano, and then we'll play for each other. So since we stopped on Risha's piece, we'll just look at yours here. And just as a general question to everybody, what five-finger scale does this piece start with for both hands?
A.
A, exactly. And specifically, if anybody knows the answer to this, would it be A major or A minor?
A minor.
A minor, exactly. So if you aren't sure how to tell the difference between a major or a minor five-finger scale, one way we could do this is by listening, right? Like when Risha was playing, right, the first measure, you can hear that that chord sounds, I would say sad, right? If our only two options are happy or sad, definitely sounds sad. Risha, if you can actually just play it one more time, just the first measure, so everybody can hear the chord. Oh wait, can you unmute? Sorry. Mhm. Exactly, right? Ba da da versus ba ba ba, right? Raising that third note would be major. So yeah, that's the first thing here. So from this five finger position, I want to ask you guys. So now everybody on their piano, I'd like you to try, right? Get your hand in the A five finger position. You can do left hand or right hand, it doesn't really matter, because both are the same here. Just for example, I'll have us do the right hand, but like I said, it doesn't really matter. So from this position in the beginning of the A5 finger scale, how do we get to this other position over here, which is, right, this is no longer a five finger scale, right? A couple of the notes are changing. So what happens with our third finger that changes the five finger pattern?
It moves up like one.
It's moving up by step.
One finger.
So do you remember what the specific movement is called for that?
Is it like stretch?
Stretch. Exactly. Very good. Stretch. And we can say by one step, right? Like how we kind of mentioned, but we don't have to specify. This is more just to sort of give you guys an example, right? So because the third finger stretches, right? Now our fifth finger and our fourth finger are just moving over by one as well. So this would be the fifth finger that also moved and stretched by one. So Veer, can you show us from just the one of the hands is fine. But since we're talking about the right hand, if you want to try the A five finger position and then you're stretching that third finger and the fifth finger.
Uh,
Beautiful. Very good. All right, let's have someone else try. I know Abiram, this is not your piece, and Shloka, this is not your piece. So let's just have Risha show us, and then we'll move on to you guys.
the part you switch.
Yeah, so from this blue box, right? So the A five finger position to when we're stretching by one step over here.
So should I play the first two measures?
First two measures, but only the right hand. Perfect. Very nice. All right. Abiram, Shulka, are one of you guys ready? Okay, Abiram, if you want to go ahead. Awesome. Very nice. All right. And then Shloka, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Beautiful. So again, A minor, right? 5-finger position. And this is also, right, what kind of chord is this? Is this a, let me write it down, broken or blocked chord? And well, all of these
Broken.
really, but you can think about the first measure if you want.
Broken.
Sorry, what was that?
Broken.
Broken, exactly. Very good. So it is, in fact, a broken chord. So I'm gonna just highlight that. It's a blocked chord. And then just by a raise of hands, is anyone not familiar with those terms yet? Broken versus blocked chord? Okay, Shloka, you're not sure yet. And then Veer, did you raise your hand?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So let's go over that too. So a broken chord, right? Or let me just go back to maybe what a chord is. Just to make sure you guys are also aware of that. So a chord, right? I'm gonna draw the A minor chord right here too. Chords a lot of the time look like a snowman, right? Just 3 dots on top of each other. Chords can also be in, how do I explain this in easier, simpler terms, right? Because a chord, like I said, can look like a snowman. So the snowman position, this is what we call root position. Okay. But once we take this bottom note and bring it to the top, right? So this bottom note is A. So if I bring it to the top, that A is now on a line instead of a space. So does this chord that I'm drawing now, I mean, sure, it might look like a snowman still, but does it look like a snowman in the sense that all of the notes are in a space or are all of the notes in a line? No, I'm seeing some heads saying no. Okay, good. Exactly. So now this chord is no longer in our root position, right? The one of the notes kind of changed its position, but it's still the same chord, right? It's kind of like a hamburger, right? If you order it with lettuce, tomato, and a patty versus tomato, lettuce, and a patty, or a patty, tomato, and lettuce, right? Moving around the ingredients, it's still a hamburger, right? It's still a minor chord. So yeah, this is what a blocked chord looks like, okay? So then when we want to draw these notes separately, again, doesn't matter the order, it will look something like this, right? So now our ingredients are separated, but again, still being played one after the other. So still gonna be a chord, but now it's broken. So does that kind of make sense to those who weren't really sure? Okay, perfect. So I'll just box this up and show that this is, oh wait, I totally highlighted blocked chord. My bad. I highlighted the wrong thing. Okay, so, but anyway, here we go. So that's broken and then blocked, right? We said, I guess I have to use a different color, mixing up all my colors. But yeah, these would both be blocked chords. Perfect. Okay, I think that's a good amount on this piece. This piece has a lot of stuff in it. So let's go ahead and what else could we do? Maybe look at this piece. Yeah, let's look at this piece. This is okay, this is Shloka's piece. So let's just look at we already did a stretch, so let me think of another one. Oh, okay. So for this piece, right, we have a flat in the key signature, right? What is the flat that we have? in this piece? Anyone can answer.
B.
Yep, B flat. I think I heard both of you guys. Yep. Very good. So that means every time we have a B flat, right, that second finger, and I'm just gonna tell you guys what this movement is. So I like to put a little down arrow on it, but a different way we could draw this is usually the way we draw it in clef notation, right? So we're just lowering the note, we're lowering the finger, right, down to the black note. So this is B, and then now we're lowering it down. So I'm just teaching you guys this before we go to the next movement. So over here, right, we're starting in this 5-finger position for the left hand, right? The 5-finger position, does anybody know what it would be?
F.
F 5-finger position, exactly. So in order to play 1 and 2 over here, right, other than, right, lowering that second finger to the B flat, what is our first finger doing?
Stretching.
Exactly. Very good. Our first finger is stretching. Beautiful. I'm not going to put by step, right? Because we just went over that. So hopefully you guys can remember that. And then over here, this is another type of stretch. We can specify it, right, when we talk about it. So our left hand now is moving to a C 5-finger position with the 5 being on a C. And then how do we get our first finger over here on this other C?
We do an octave stretch.
So octave stretch is one of the names for this, exactly. And then if we wanted to count the specific amount of times, right, that the first finger is actually doing the stretch move, right, how many times would that be?
3.
3, exactly. So we can also call this a triple stretch. Okay. And then still the way we would notate it, right, still just with this stretch mark. And then a different way that I've seen this notated is by putting 1, 2, 3, right? 3 little lines. This may be more in the beginning before you guys are learning movement and the names of them. But just wanted to show you that is another way of doing it. So very good. And then the last thing that I'll leave you guys with over here, because the second finger has 2 movements, right? This is a poly movement. I don't think I've ever talked about these before in my classes, but yeah, a poly movement is just where there's 2 different movements happening at the same time, right? The second finger is being lowered to that B flat while the first finger is stretching over by 1 step. Okay. So really good. Great job today, guys. Thanks everybody for coming and paying attention and doing a great job with participation. I'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.